Hello and welcome everyone here right now for another great round of racing in Turkey. Welcome to Turkey, it's round 8 of UMRL and it's now time for the qualifier. As we go, we see a lot of drivers backing out to get some clean driving without any ghosts blocking the way. Let's just get the fastest lap going, yeah, right, and let's see who is leading the qualifier laps. It's Nitro and Laguna, both of them going to set the laps first, and it's going to be 30:88, 37, 32. The times are going to melt so fast this time. In Turkey, we are going to do 39 laps of Turkey. No rain is projected for the race, probably for the better, so we don't get any sliding out. The grass has been freshly cut. I did it before this afternoon, so I hope no cars will go over the grass. Let's go. This is another lap. It's now Senna leading the way. Oh, never mind. It's Nitro with 29:80. And that's going to be a time to beat for everyone as people complete lap number 3. It's Senna back to the top with time 200 faster, and another lap. We have one and a half minute to go. Still some time to put around 2 or 3 laps of qualifying. Nitro leading the way. Another lap for him. Not a very good qualifying. It's not a good quali lap. It's been 0.7 out behind his pace. Yet he's trying his best, as do everyone here. Krustunet has beat the time of Senna, who has also improved again. Krustunet with 29:73, 1/10 faster than Senna. The Williams driver looking for another good quali and probably good start, good position for the start of the race. Senna for driving today for S25M, looking really strong in the quali. Probably he's going to look very good in the race as well. S25M running a special livery inspired by the Algerian flag, and so is, I think, let me just check, an APA. I don't know, is running APA, a bit more red livery, if I can make to find them. There it goes. We have Fede from APA, a bit more red livery than usual. Let's see how they are going to perform. Krustunet still in the first position in the qualified provisional pole as we enter the final few laps, with just Senna locking up the front row. Nitro Justin Gilles, smooth 55, Lozi Phoenix Laguno down to 9th. Not a very good qualifying position for him if he wants to continue his fight with Krustunet for the championship, as we are going to find a lap. Is it going to be one more or no? Yeah, it's finished. Laguno does not improve. He stays 7th. Krustunet 29:63, still pole lap. Is he going to improve? Senna does not improve. Is Krustunet going to have a better time? No, he does not. More drivers come, and it's Gile who finishes last. No improvement from him either. And it is Krustunet pole position and Senna lying alongside him. Yeah, right. I forgot that does show the timings. Not the best lap, and it cannot short. It was a very good, decent qualifying, I have to say. Laguno not very lucky with his position for S20 for Williams. Let's see if he's going to build up back up. Let's see if that's better. It was Crossnet, Senna, Nitro, Justin, Phoenix, Smooth, Gila, Laguno, Lozi, Finn, and in the bottom 7 we see Piggy, Fede, J-Rosan, Matt, Pero Drive, Captain Toast, and Handy. We're finishing off the order. As we go to the race, it's time to choose a strategy. Everyone seems like starting on softs, and there's a few outsiders. Lozi starting hard, another on mediums, and it's lights out, and away we go. It's Krustunet leading the way, but Senna gets the overtake down on the first turn and managing to sneak by and keep the top position going. It's Krustunet going a bit wide, Justin just behind him, Nitro, Phoenix looking to get a dive, Gila going wide, and it's very clear lap. Not many incidents going, very clear racing. Of course, grass is getting cut today. As Senna continues to lead the way, Justin behind him is going to be any dive bombs. No, Justin dives! The Krustenets handy DNFs very quickly, and we have a dot running on the screen now. Justin now having the second position, Krusten falling behind. Senna still leading the way for S25M in the new livery, showing off and still doing a job. And Nitro is tested down to 4th, Phoenix Gillen 7th, Laguna up still sitting in 8th, Lozis 9th, Feather closing the top 10, and the bottom 10 we see Jaros, San Piggy, Finn, Toast, Paradrive and Matt being the last one. As we go back to the top, it's still Senna leading the way. No, of course they are cutting my grass. I spent a entire afternoon cleaning the grass and they're cutting it once again. It seems like I missed some new spots as Senna now gets a bit further away, getting the distance going, had handy DNS for sure now, and Justin having to keep cruising behind the championship leader, who's trying to get his championship now done. He has a great chance now to get a bigger advantage over his teammate Laguna, who is down in 8th, also in the championship contention. It could be a very good for Williams overall, as it's possible that we could see them sealing the Constructors' Championship ceiling today, right now in Turkey, as it's only few points needed for them to seal the championship once and for all. Senna continues to run away for S25M, really good job for him, 0.2 in front of Krustenet. Oh wait, Justin made an overtake for Krustenet. A very good job for Erturia driver. Erturia driver. And keeping Krusten behind. Laguna have made the places all the way up to P4. Now looking to try and catch his teammate, who is sitting behind Justin. Really good job. Both of Aston Martins keeping themselves semi in positions where they qualified. Phoenix up one place as a few players in SM25 keeping in 7th, keeping behind Piggy and Gila. And in the back we have Lozy, Toast and Matt fighting each other, and there are two HRT drivers of Finn and Jaros Sun, and Paradrive for S25M being in 15th place, and Feder for now being last for APAC. Seems there are a few fights still going on. Lozy getting overtaken by Matt. Around the outside, Matt makes a mistake, hits him in the back, hitting the grass, losing the position, though there's not been a big incident there. Senna keeps running away from everyone else as Krusten have been overtaken by his teammate Laguna going into the lap 7. Justin still keeping his second position. Laguna might have a chance if he gets past the Turia defense. He's getting under the inside line and tries to dive. No, he fails to overtake Justin, but escapes the guillotine from Laguna. Laguna having a bit of a mistake from his side, getting stalled by Krustenet, looking very aggressive right now, trying to fight any space in Laguna's defense. They're going side by side. Laguna has that inside off. He's crossing the lesser distance, still keeping P2 alive for himself, but Krustenet gets ahead. Now both of them trying to find any space for Justice, trying to slip from each other. Nitro finds some space. Whoa! Nitro going off track. Laguna's down as well, with him letting Phoenix pass. And there goes Laguna down to P5. An unfortunate way for him, sadly, as he's now need to climb back again. Justin now has some dangerous movement from Krustenet. He is doing really well to keep both Williams behind us. Laguna makes back the position, catching on slipstream. Is it going to be another dive on the inside? Laguna makes a mistake. He goes into the grass and cuts the corner and goes into the pit lane. Also works. Let's go back down. We see another small people pitting with further advancing few spaces. Captain Toast, Matt and Laguna. Laguna going for medium tire compound a lap quick. Seems like a lap quicker than his teammate Kristen, who is still sitting on the medium tire compound. Let's go over the two grid. It's still Senna now, the race leader now currently sitting and was sitting in first now, giving the position to Justin and Kristen, who are keep fighting fiercely between another. The grass is going everywhere as it's getting cut just a little bit for to get more time over the long run, as Justin still having a great racing line to not let Kristen pass. They are going to head-to-head. Kristen really looking for any hole in his defense, but failing to spot any, as both of them on medium tech tires are being equal. Kristen now head-to-head into the turn number one is crossed to that, who goes into the P1 and now making his cutting across and getting a bit slower now. Phoenix now running P3 for Aston Martin, and it's Nitro for there goes Nitro for Minardi. Senna goes up to comes back to P5 trying to fight Nitro. He hits back of the Phoenix 07, the double 07 car, trying to fight an inside, and he does find so, sneaking by Phoenix, who now goes into the pit lane, letting Justin now sit alone into the lead, into the lap 13 out of 39, around 1/3 of the race past us already with 6 minutes done. Fastest lap belongs to Kristen, as Justin now tries to run away from Senna, who is on very much fresher medium tire compound. It seems like he is leading provisionally the race with now Justin going into the pit lane and Gil keeping those hard tire compound for a very long time. Now Laguna is now up in second in front of his teammate Krusent, who is down to fourth. The undercut from Laguna has worked with pitting a few laps before on a different strategy, and he is now trying to run away with it, but Gila sits on his back trying to slipstream as much as he can and doing his best to keep up with Laguna. Laguna being in a semi-optimal place to race, but he is really doing his best to drive as much as best to his abilities, cutting a bit of a turn number one now, another cut from him, losing a bit of speed down the grid. Justin and Nitro fighting with one another, and we have another DNF. It's Captain Toast leaving the game in the pit lane, so safe, so we don't have any dots flying around the screen like we had with Handy beforehand. Nitro's now trying to find any hole in Justin's defense. Justin has been really well in defending overall this round, driving really well. Smooth having a bit of a squibble with Piggy, who is going side by side with. He gets the better line though into the turn number one and manages to keep him behind. Piggy cutting a bit some of the greens down on the corner, slowing him down a little bit, keeping Smooth in front. A little bit down the order, we see another possible fight unfolding. It's Fede, Matt and Finn like missile. Let's hope he doesn't hit us with a missile, as three of them are doing their best to get into the top 10, who is currently kept by Fede, who is running in P10, not anymore, P10, if it's now Matt who will overtake. I'm losing my words, seems like. Down the grid, in P13 we have Lozy, Pero Drive and Jairo-san, who seems to have a bit of a trouble of catching up with others, but he's doing his best, we know, and he will get back to the fight. Still, there's still a three-way fight. Someone who that is. Three-way fight between Matt, Finn and Fede, and Fede comes victorious out of that fight, and he tries to get ahead into the lap. As we go back to the top, it's both Williams now going to fight with each other. The last time out when I was commentating back in China, it was a complete domination of Krusty. Now it's Laguna trying to fight his teammate for a championship. Laguna cutting the last corners, and he still fails to make an overtake on Krusty, but has a better speed and going a bit wide. And it was a better speed as it goes now. He went wide on the few corners, and it's going to be some time lost for Laguna. As Senna comfortably sitting in the lead. It's 4 seconds now ahead for S25M for himself, and he's doing a really good job at keeping the lead and being very consistent at the same time on his tires. There's still a freeway fight and on the down the grid, but also let's see a smooth Gila. What a dive, and it definitely worked as he manages to snatch P7 from smooth, and both of them fighting really fiercely together in P7 and P8. Smooth, oh, that was a bit dirty. Gila using smooth to push him lightly into the grass, making him lose some of the time. That is a very interesting strategy from him. Back on the grid, we see another more and more fighting going on as Lozzy and Perodrive trying to join the fight for P10, where Piggy and Finn and Matt have barely been fighting, with Matt going into the pit lane now, and Piggy making a mistake, letting some of the drivers catching onto them. It's very clear, Perodrive hitting a bit of a grass, going wide in the corner, Finn trying to get Annie on the inside line of Piggy trying. Is there going to be a dive in the corner? Finn does the dive, and he gets ahead. Perodrive though managing to get back to the P10 position, and he is doing really well to try and keep up the defense from himself. Finn McWhistler having a bit of a squabble with Lozzy as Perodrive losing the position to Piggy, and Piggy back to the top 10. A very fierce fight between everyone in here, creeping their positions and hopes for the top 10 alive. Still, it's going to be a very interesting fight that's going to last for another couple of laps. Back to the top, we have Justin and Nitro, both of them very close, fighting for the P3 position, for another podium for themselves. Justin and Nitro, Justin for Eturia and Nitro for Minardi, if I remember correctly the colors. And he's trying to get on the inside, and he goes side by side. Nitro's on the inside line though, and he tries to get ahead. Not much though, Nitro having a better line and better exit speed than Justin. Is he going to attempt a dive in the corner? No, he is following the Nitro for a slipstream. No, Nitro makes a mistake again, side by side in the finish line, and Nitro have been overtaken by Justin in the corner, and it makes a oh, I missed something. I need something. Justin making a mistake and Nitro getting past, things like so. I'm sorry. Still a squibble now. Lozzy have joined the fight. It's now P9 fight with Piggy, Lozzy and Perodrive. Smooth have pitted onto the hard tire compound, and he's doing his best to catch onto everyone else on his pressure tires as everyone is fighting, or slightly used mediums or hards in case of Perodrive into the fight of the P9. Lozzy going a bit sketchy, but managing to keep up his position, with Piggy now running P8, still managing to defend from any dangers coming the sun. Williams still having a squabble between each other, Laguno trying to spot anything as following Crescent into this slipstream. Now Justin have been caught up by the both Williams racing, and seems like they could be now fight for the double podium. Williams they are very good drivers, both of them having possibly securing the championship, the constructor championship, and still entertaining us with the drivers championship fight between each other, with I believe that's a few points difference going into this round, with Christian being on 158 and Laguno on 151.5. It's going to be so they are still trying to exert as much points as they can for the profits. Crossing pushes Justin wide, and Laguno uses it to sneak into the P3, tries to get on the inside of Krustunek, heading onto him, the difference being less than 1/10 of a second as Laguno is on the inside line, tries to get Krustent into the corner. Laguno goes wide, sending Krustent with him, still, but manages to defend and fails to make any greater overtakes for himself, with Justin sneaking behind them, trying to find any hole in their defense. With approximately 10 laps to go, 11 laps to go, if my math is right, which I hope it is. Nitro sitting safely into P5. Dila, we saw him doing a crazy dive from beforehand. Is he going to attempt it again? Not being so. Nitro, a mistake. He cuts the corner. I just lawn mowed there. Why are you cutting the grass again? And seems like Nitro is now down to P6, though finally managing to go side by side to the corner. Gila has at this sideline, though he is slipping by, still keeping the fight alive for himself. On lap 29, Gila still going strongly, trying to keep on, now going on the outside line. Nitro is on the inside. Is he going to make an overtake? Tries to sneak by again, cutting the corner there and not making overtake. Gone and a little bit behind. Still, we see a Piggy having to defend for his life on to his position in P5, with Smooth being kept up on very much fresher hard tire compound, and Pero Drive with approximately the same wear as Piggy, as he's been lost. Smooth trying to use his advantage of the fresher tires, and he does get on the inside line. Is he going to make a crazy dive? I don't think so. He's following Piggy as Piggy goes into the pit lane. So is Pero Drive, and Fede is now left alone without a fight to go on. Gila has left the pit lane almost perfectly onto the Smooth 55, trying to catch as much as he can, with Aston Martin performing really well today, I have to say, with Smooth 55 keeping P7 and Phoenix running P5. He caught Nitro. He's probably using those tires till the end now on those hard tire compound, as Laguno is still keeping the fight alive with Crossnet. Now he's ahead of him, and still Senna's comfortably in the lead with 5 seconds to him. To the P2, now going to soon lap J-Rosan, who is sitting in the last place with that has 4 seconds to P14. Still, there is a teammate fight going on, a Williams civil war. Not many civil war. There's still not many immortal moves done onto the on the team, but they are doing their best to race cleanly. I hope. I hope I don't jinx that. And they're trying to, each one of them, get inching ahead and behind and switching constantly the positions. We see possible freeway fight. Nitro, Justin and Phoenix, almost all of them accumulating in one place. Is it going to be any move from them? It's Phoenix trying to dive Justin on the inside line. He gets ahead, just heading Justin into the grass a little bit there, letting Nitro escape by a half a second in front. Giving him some breathing space, as Phoenix gets overtaken by Justin once again and gets ahead. Going down the grid, Smooth has caught onto Fede, who is on a slightly fresher hard tire compound. Everyone is now going till the end now, unless someone's deciding to pit randomly on lap 35, which would be funny, but I don't think it will happen. I mean, there is always an option the pit lane is open, I think. The tire is going to be switched. Still, going up down the grid, Senna leading the way, constantly leading the Grand Prix, having a bit of a cut into it right now. Still 4 seconds approximately ahead of Laguna and Crystal, who are going side by side, fighting for the higher position on the podium. Justin is P4 and Phoenix is P5, and behind him just Justin being less than a second difference. 3 seconds behind is Gila running P7 for Eturia, and Fede running P8 after a less unlucky start. Smooth behind him running on P9, and P10 is for Piggy, who is on soft. Pero is outside of the top 10, and Lozy behind him, 2.4 seconds on the plus. Finn, Matt and J-Rosan finishing off the order, with Matt making an overtake on Finn, and commentators course being very much visible right here. Yes, Finn and Matt trying to fight for the important 13th place for both of their teams, trying their best to their abilities to score as much points as they can on this race, as much as they are left there. As we see, Laguno has lost Kirsten, it seems like so. A small mistake that we have missed during the race left a small impression of 0.6 difference, and a struggle for Laguno to catch his teammate Slipstream, as there is still a freeway battle for a P8 position. Smooth now leading the way, behind him Fede and Piggy fighting for a better position into the top 10. Doing really their best to catch. Smooth having a bit of a mistake. Fede pushing Piggy wide on the track. Having a small incident there, Piggy again going a bit wide in the corner, but having a better line into that and Smooth being under pressure from Fede. Fede going side by side. Piggy trying to also use the slipstream to get ahead for Smooth with a mistake. It's Fede now leading onto P8. No, it's not. Piggy's cutting the corner, and now Fede is getting ahead for Appa as Piggy trying to chase for MP Motorsports, and Aston Martin also as well chasing, getting to a better position. Pero Drive also looking for S25M, trying to get into the top 10. And there we go, Senna won the race. The Turkish Grand Prix, and cruising finishes second in front of Laguna. Justin going fourth after a great fight with both of Williams, sadly losing the podium. Phoenix goes fifth and Nitro goes sixth. Gile goes seventh, and it's going to be a photo finish, and it's Pero Drive by half a second in front of Smooth. And then it's Fede, Piggy, Lowsy, and Matt now having, there was what happened there, letting interesting. J-Rosan managing to switch into the P13, Matt P14, and 8th Finn finishing off the order from everyone who finished. Let's repeat again. It's Senna, a very dominant win for S25M for himself, and there is a double podium for Williams, sealing the World Constructors Championship for themselves. Congratulations to Williams as Justin comes fourth into the finish line. Phoenix for Aston Martin finishing fifth, and Nitro goes sixth. Gile is seventh, and Pero Drive goes 8th, and Smooth 55 finishing 9th, and Fede rounding up the last step of the top 10. In the bottom half of the table, we see Piggy and Lowsy and J-Rosan and Matt having a bit of a squabble at the end of the race, very interesting. Finn finishing 15, and from the non-finishers we see Captain Toast and Handy, who has DNF'd on lap 1.
So what an incredible and exciting race that was, but let's check what has been served to us in both the drivers and constructors standings of the UMRL. It's Krustenet increasing his lead over his teammate Laguno, managing to outscore him once again as Justin breaks into 100 points barrier into the P3, with Senna being alone into P4 with no danger coming to him whatsoever for now. Nitro having been caught catching Guillermo and breaking into the top 5 as Sigma Bob misses another race and stays in P7. LC Race, Piggy and F1 Fan and the other drivers who are in the top 10. In the Constructors Championship, it has been a fierce fight for all of the teams participating in this season, but there can be only one champion, and it's Williams Racing who wins and clinches with this race the World Constructors Championship once again for their team. Congratulations to them, as it's Arturia who sneaks into the P2, still leaving almost 150 points loss to the Williams, as one time currently sits P3 with no points scored this round, as Minardi is behind them, SM25 as in the bottom we see MP Motorsport being under danger and Appa just behind them with only 5 points difference. It's going to be a very good fight to see who's going to survive till the end. As we know, UMRL drops the last team, so good luck to everyone.
Thank you everyone who has been watching this race. It's a pleasure again to commentate UMRL and this amazing league. Thank you for giving us opportunity, and see you next time on the next week race coming into another fantastic track being Niagara Falls in the United States, with possible rain incoming. Thank you everyone, and see you next time.